Our journey has ended completing some of the biggest logs a level 3 can complete. We now move on to the greatest grind so far that will require me to level up in combat. Welcome to the Extreme Collection Log. With the Champions Challenge finally out of the way, we can now move on to our next collection log completion, which is going to be Obor. Now, Obor shouldn't be too hard to complete. It is one of the 2 free-to-play bosses that are in the game. And the only thing we just have to do is get ourselves the Hill Giant Club. Now, I do have a couple of keys that are just sitting in the bank, if I am able to locate them. So we've got about 21 of the Giant keys, so we should be able to get 21 Obor kills. If we're not able to get the Hill Giant Club within the 21, that's okay, because as of today, there is going to be the update for the Giants for Obor and Bryophyta, I believe, to where you no longer need to use these keys. So I actually do have today planned out, which is great. Firstly, I want to do a couple of quests just to improve with our melee a little bit. I mean, we do have the zombie axe, which is absolutely amazing, but we can make ourselves just a little bit stronger by just completing 2 quests, just so we can do a bit more damage there. So once we are able to do that, we should be able to then try and use these giant keys and hopefully see if we are able to get the Hill Giant Club. I do want to use all these keys because we do want to continue stacking up all the beginners, because once we get to 600 beginners, then whatever logs I am currently completing, I can then try to do a massive opening of all 600 of the beginner clues, and hopefully we are able to green log that as well. So let's get straight into the questing, and then eventually once we get those done, then we can go after Obor. Oh yeah, and I just realized I actually didn't use the Champion's Lamp after defeating Leon, so I'm just going to use that and get a lovely Slayer level. So once we finish speaking with Sir Amic, that is the Black Knight's Fortress completed. And the fun fact as well, you don't actually have to read the dossier at all. You can actually hold on to it, meaning that you actually don't lose it. So it is a unique item for any kind of account if you do not read this at all. Otherwise, it will blow up. And once we finish speaking to King Arthur, that is the King's Ransom quest completed. 72 defense. Damn, oh, that was like 2 defense levels, I think. That's sick. Alright, so the next thing I just need to do is go through and complete the... Oh, God, I can't remember how to get there. We just need to complete the rest of this quest because it is technically completed, but there's still one more thing we need to do just so that our melee can be a lot more stronger, and that is just going through with the waves that you actually complete up here with Merlin. Well, sorry, the Squire over here. So it really shouldn't take too long to complete this. At least I got my zombie axe to actually use that for this. So I can't remember what exactly it is called, and I don't think it is listed in here, but I'm not going to dawdle on that. We are going straight in there, and we are going to end up with Piety. We now just took out Sir Lancelot with the poison there. I didn't think poison was going to kill him like that. But that is the Knight's Training Ground completed, which now means I get 20k in all of my melee stats and hit points, which is great. But we mainly came here so we can finally use the Piety prayer. This account just got a lot more stronger, that is definitely for sure. And all I know is that the update for the game, which I am hoping that it is the Giants being updated for the keys and all that. So if I'm going to be doing this right, I might as well just go over to the Moss Giants and at least get 1 key to say, hey, I got myself one of the keys before the update actually happened. So I am going to see if I can get myself a quick Mossy key, and then we just wait for the update to come through. There we go. Beautiful. Finally got my Mossy key out of the way, so at least it's a free log to be done. And I did get a little bit of the beginner clues, so we might as well get these out of the way, and then we just AFK just before the update comes out. So we did a good amount of AFKing. Well, really, we just did a lot of farm runs while we were just waiting for almost the time to come for the update that will be coming out tonight. And I'm really hoping that it is the Giants update. If not, then I'm just going to have to gather a lot of keys later on. So I made a lot of super attack, strength, and defenses, as well as a ton of prayer potions. At least I'm getting my prayer potions back after using up a lot of them for the Jogers and the Lesser Demons. So all I know is that with the Obor, we do have a couple of the combat achievements to go through. So there's a total of 6 of them. We should be able to easily get them all done within these keys. So priority would probably be just to try and get all of these done. And you can see we're only 1 point away from the easy combat achievement. So I don't know what exactly it was for the reward, but I can actually just go into reward. So these are going to be very helpful, especially the Warrior Guild token boost, because eventually we will be needing to try and to do that. So at least I know that once I have gotten at least 1 Obor kill, then we'll be able to get that, what's it called? The easy combat achievement out the way. So I'm just going to decant all those potions, and we are going to get ready to fight Obor at least 20 times. I'm going to use up 20 of these keys and keep 1 just to see what happens with the keys, like we do have with our Mossy key in the bank. So good luck to us for the first 20 kills, and let's just see how we will do up against Obor. Obor is the first ever free-to-play boss that was released on the 6th of October 2016. In order to fight Obor, you will need to obtain a giant key dropped from the hill giants at a rate of 1 in 128 or 1 in 64 from the hill giants in the wilderness. As of the 25th of June 2025, an update came to where you only need 1 key to access Obor's lair and can fight him as many times as you like. If you choose to fight Obor, you can get the giant key at a rate of 1 in 16. With these keys, we want to open the chest within his lair to try and obtain the only item in Obor's log, which is the Hill Giant Club at a rate of 1 in 118. So my question to you guys, what are your thoughts of other free-to-play bosses they should release into the game? So here we go, we are ready to go to try and fight Obor over here. I just generally love this angle because you can see how low the ground is, and if you just level yourself, you know, you can just see how big he actually is. Oh god. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I have everything we need. We should be able to get a lot of the CA points done with this. So let's go straight in to fight Obor and see how we do with our first fight. Alright, pretty easy from the looks of it. Now, let's see how many CAs we get done. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 CAs done. Damn. Alright. That's actually pretty nice there. So now, because of me completing all 4 of them, I have now unlocked the easy combat achievement. And it looks like as well we got a nice room plate legs there. Nice high elk. And because we're in the members world, we are guaranteed the ensouled giant head, and we are also guaranteed the beginner clues for now. We say for now because when the update comes through, literally perfect timing there, I'm not sure if it is going to be the Hill Giant update, but I will actually have a look at the post on the website and we'll see how we are looking with that. So it looks like we are very lucky today because the Obor and the Bryophyta updates have actually come out. So in the next 42 minutes, I've got 19 keys to go through to try and get 20 beginner clues. But with the update with Obor and Bryophyta, is that both of them no longer require a key to be fought. And they can also drop their own respective keys. So luckily we did get the keys prior, so we don't have to try and log those again. It looks like to compensate, each of them now have a reduced simple drop table. So it looks like they're going to be kind of the same as their giant variants. Honestly, that's okay, but they also drop giant bones apparently. So there's going to be a new bone. Inside each of their lairs, there will be a chest requiring the giant or mossy key to open with a loot table identical to the existing one. This chest can only be opened after the boss is defeated. So it looks like you can't just like gather a whole bunch of keys for it. For the high scores, kill count is only obtained by opening their respective chests. It looks like Bryo's growthlings can be left-clicked with the axe, so they're a bit easier, and they cannot spawn back-to-back. I've actually seen that happen on my main. So it looks like after this update, Bryo and Obor are just free logs from the looks of it, which is amazing. So I'm just going to go through with all my giant keys here. Who knows, we might be able to green log Obor if we are very lucky. But mainly, we want to try and get all these beginner clues so we have that stack ready to go once we are ready to do our big beginner clue opening. So I'm going to go back to Obor and let's see if we might be able to get these Hill Giant Club before the update goes through. So before we go in, we might as well just speak to Gommel here and actually talk about the combat achievements, and let's get our easy tier. So honestly, the only good thing I see from this is just, what's it called? Getting more of the Warrior Guild tokens, and also the XP lamp too. So let's just put that onto Herblore. Almost level 74. Yeah, with me doing a whole bunch of Herblore, I did get a good amount of Herblore XP. And with this out of the way, I don't think we can use that, but it's only going to be like a limited amount. But anyway, let's go back to Obor and hope for the Hill Giant Club. Okay, so unfortunately for me, that's going to be the last kill before the game updates for the Obor and Bryophyta update. Honestly, 19 beginner clues before they actually did happen. That's actually pretty nice. So what I'm going to do is we're going to see these keys most likely disappear from the inventory when we log back in. So for when these bosses came out all those years ago, they did a good job. But unfortunately now they're just going to be even better to fight. So let's wait for the update to come through, and then we're going to go back to Obor and we're going to see what he is like. So it looks like we actually do keep the keys. So I think the idea from them is that you will keep the keys that you originally had, and then once you fight the Obor or Bryophyta, you can still use the keys to actually open the chest that's in their location. So at least I will have 2 more chances with Obor to try and see if we are able to get the Hill Giant Club. So let's go back over there and let's see what it is like. So with the update in play, looks like the only thing they just added in was the chest in the corner. And for what I've been seeing is that you don't get the kill count from just killing Obor. It's when he gives you the key, that's when it becomes a kill count over there. And what we're doing is that we're wearing the full rune. So we're going with the free-to-play set. So we are in a free-to-play world. So all we have to do is kill Obor in free-to-play. And then that's all of the combat achievements completed for Obor. So let's get this out the way. And hopefully we can get the Obor Hill Giant Club. Just one more. Alright, there we go. Obor is down, and that is fighting as intended. So we have now completed all of the combat achievements for Obor. If we have a look, nice and green. All 6 of them done. Perfect. Okay, so we can kind of see that his drop table has changed. So we only got 52 coins. You usually get like 10k plus or something. So let's open this chest and see if we are lucky with the very first chest opening at Obor. Okay, so it just drops it straight to the ground. And as you can see as well, the kill counts only do go through with the chest. And he just spawned back in. I need to get out of here. I don't have a teleport, do I? Okay, never mind. We're good. We're good. Jesus. I thought I had all my teleports in here, but apparently... Oh, wait. It's a rune pouch. It's a member's item. God dang it. All right. So, as I was saying, so it only goes by the Obor chest. So... You can kill Obor as much as you want. He's just deemed as a regular hill giant from the looks of it. So you just have to be lucky with a chance of actually getting the key, which then counts towards your kill count there. So it looks like we're going to be stuck here for who knows how long, because we have to wait for Obor now to drop us the giant key. So good luck to us now, and let's see if we are lucky to get ourselves the giant keys into the Hill Giant Club. Okay, so this is for kill 21. Oh yeah, there's the these giant bones that they have now, and they give you 150 prayer XP. All right, so if you're able to actually, hang on, never mind. So it looks like if you're actually able to stay and fight Obor, you can actually get a good amount of beginner XP there for your prayer. So that's actually kind of cool, really. And then he respawns back immediately because I opened his chest. There we go. Yeah, so it looks like it is confirmed that if you do get the giant key, Obor would then immediately spawn right after you've opened the chest. Otherwise, if you are killing him and you do not get the key, you have to just run out and then run back in. So we are still just going after Obor to get the Hill Giant Club, but I am kind of running out of food just consistently fighting Obor, so I'm actually just going through with all of the swordfish that I currently have sitting in my bank. And what's great about me going through with this, once I cook one more swordfish, that is going to be level 85 cooking. Oh, if I get a infernal harpoon, I can actually make that as well. So these are all the fish that I currently have, and these will easily get me level 99 cooking. Like this here is 98 cooking all on its own. So I'm just going to keep doing this because I am just, currently doing actual work. So yeah, we're going to continue with this and then we're going to go back to Obor. So I found a unique mechanic when actually trying to fight Obor. Now, once he goes down and he doesn't give you the key, you would usually just try to make your way out through the gate and then come back in and then he will respawn. But you don't actually have to do that. If you try to just open the chest, it does say that, yes, you need a giant key, right? But I can also see as well, it says you hear the ground rumble, meaning that all you have to do is that if you want him just to respawn just like this, you don't have to worry about going out of the lair and then coming back in to respawn when you don't get a key. You just try to open the chest and it just starts to fight for you immediately. So the more you're able to do that, the better. So if we do this again, so he goes down, of course, no key. We'll just bury those bones, run straight over to the chest. The ground, you hear the ground rumble, and you need a giant key to open the chest, and then he should be able to spawn back in. So if you just don't do that, it will take a pretty long time to respawn. But from what I just found out, you just try to open the chest, and then he will respawn. Alright, too late. Fuck! That's the first death I actually had at Obor. Son of a bitch, I ate way too late. Oh, God. That's the first time I've actually, died to a PvM thing that wasn't a fucking tribesman. Oh, well, gotta go back to pick that shit up. So after so long, we are reaching our 50th key here at the Obor. I've killed him technically over 750 times now, where 49 of them, well, actually about 46 was the key. So, actually, no, it'll be 45 now, actually. So, let's see. Will key number 50 get us the Hill Giant Club? Nah, just a whole bunch of nature runes. Awesome. Okay, that's the most unique thing I've ever actually seen. All right, you're seeing this with me as well. A giant key, giant bones, which is 100% anyway, and a long bone. All three put together. This better be the Hill Giant Club, because this would be amazing. Oh, that is so shit. So with over 1,250 kills of Obor, that's right. That is level 85 strength and also level 99 combat. We've just been mauling through Obor here, and at the moment we're about 70 keys in, and unfortunately, we still do not have the Hill Giant Club. So we are still on that Obor grind, but at the same time, we are still on that beginner clue grind. So I've gone through and completed 25 beginner clues. So if I go over to the bank, we now have a total of 500 reward caskets now. So all I need to do is try to hopefully collect 100 more. And then once we have the 600 in total, then eventually we're going to be opening them all up. And hopefully we can green log and also get the emote. So with this Obor down, unfortunately there's not like a proper kill cam that pops up because of the new chest that got added. But what I will say is that we have definitely killed over 2,150 or so. And when I do bury this bone here, this is going to be level 74 prayer, which will unlock rigor when we actually get to that point. But this will also get us to 100 combat as well. So we still got plenty more kills to go at Obor, but all I know is that the way that I'm going, I'm just going to be getting a lot of prayer XP. So I will most likely, indefinitely, we'll get to level 80 prayer. So it looks like on the 99th chest, Obor was nice enough to give us a giant key back. So I'm just going to quickly bury these, go through and clean that Terramin. And when I open this is going to be chest 100. So will this be the Hill Giant Club? And of course, it's not. So still grinding away, unfortunately, but we've got like another 18 keys to go for us to be on the drop rate. So it looks like with that hit points level there, we have now hit 1800 total level. That's sick. Okay, so this lovely key right here is going to put us exactly onto the drop rate for the Hill Giant Club. Now the question is, are we going to get this exactly on the drop rate, or are we going to be continuing the grind at Obor, getting tons of prayer experience? Going with the prayer experience, let's go. So here we are just on the logon screen because the game has just been updated. So it's been a week since the Obor Bryophyta update has come through, and now we have the next update that's come in. What we have now is the scroll boxes. Now, if you have read the main page, it does let you know that the scroll boxes have come in, meaning that there's now stackable clues. Depending on the amount of clues you have completed, will then depend on how many clues you are able to stack. If you haven't completed X marks the spot, you do not get stackable clues, but until you do, then you will get the stackable clues. What's come along with it is a new collection log section in the clues tab, which is for the scroll cases. Now, depending on the amount of cases you have, will then depend on the amount of clues you're able to stack. So what I'm going to do is log myself in, and we might potentially get 1 or even 2 new log slots with this. So once we log in, my headphones should be loud enough to hear Tedious go off. So let's have a look to see what happens when we do log in. We'll see if we can go in as quick as we can. And it looks like we did get ourselves only 1 new collection log slot, and that is the minor easy scroll case. What kind of sucked is I didn't see anything come up for that. Doesn't really matter. So if I have a look here and we go into the clues, we go over to the scroll cases. This is the new section of the collection log. Now, depending on the scroll case that you have would then depend on how many scrolls you are able to stack, I believe. So at the moment, we only just have the minor easy scroll case. So the more easy clues we complete, we should be able to then eventually get the major easy scroll case. Now, I do believe you get these once you have completed the clues. So what's kind of nice is at least I was able to see the collection log slot pop up because we are still stuck at Obor, but eventually, over time, we should be able to get these scroll cases, but the only way for us to do that is well, we're going to have to progress on the clue scrolls. So let's go back into the Obor grind to try and get our Hill Giant Club, because we still got a lot of beginner clues to stack. So Obor, you better give me this Hill Giant Club sooner or later because, well, I want to open some clues eventually. So as I'm just making my way back to Obor, I've also realized with the update, which I didn't actually read properly, is that with Obor and Bryophyta, they've actually reduced the drop rate of the keys. So it was initially a 1 in 32, which has now been dropped to a 1 in 16. So what I would indefinitely say is that if you are going for the Hill Giant Club or even the Bryo Essence, it is honestly so much better to fight the bosses rather than fighting the lower tiered NPCs, so Hill Giants and Moss Giants, to get the keys. So we should be able to get the giant keys a little bit more quicker, which should hopefully mean that we will be able to get our Hill Giant Club. So let's see how much more lucky we are with the new update. And there is key 150. Will we get the... No. I don't even have to finish that sentence. I fucking clicked... You fucking little shit! I fucking clicked the swordfish! Ah! Oh, you're a fucking... Oh, I'm fucking pissed. I am generally fucking pissed. I know I clicked that fucking swordfish. Oh, there it is. This lovely key here is going to be number 200 from Obor, and we still do not have the Hill Giant Club. Oh well. Okay, so for us this is key number 250, and at the moment I am actually sick of a virus, so can't really do that much. communicating because of my voice. I feel like I am. I'm starting to feel like I'm like the mother of Marge Simpson the way I'm talking.
My voice.
Eventually. All right. So let's see what key number 250 is going to get us. Absolutely nothing but beginner clues. And it's funny that beginner clues are now 100% from the chest now. So thanks to Obor, we have another 25 beginner caskets. So when I go and access the bank, that is 600 total beginner clue caskets. Now, eventually I will be opening all these. I'm really hoping that I don't need to get any more. So for now, we're going to stick to the 600. So when we do go through the open it, we can only hope that we were able to green log the beginners within the 600. Oh yeah, the back-to-back giant keys. Okay. Oh my god, it exists! Yes! Yes! Oh my god, I finally got my... No, fuck you, Obor. I am completely done with you. I don't need to do that anymore. Oh my god, I am so happy. Oh, look at this. Look at this fucking Hill Giant Club. Oh my god. I was literally just saying like, oh, you know, this thing just does not exist, man. Look at that. 420 logs collected for 267 keys. If you have a look into the loot tracker, what I did with the loot tracker is that I removed most of the stuff that just does not need to be there at all. But it was insane with the amount of drops that I did get from Obor. And I kind of like the fact that the giant heads was separated from getting it from Obor and getting it from the chest. So I am really happy that I have finally been able to green log Obor. So now I can finally move on to our next green log here, which is, well, basically Obor, but a little bit more greener. We now move on to Bryophyta, who became Old School's second free-to-play boss, released on the 3rd of May 2018. In order to fight Bryophyta, you will need to obtain a Mossy key dropped at Moss Giants at a rate of 1 in 150 or a 1 in 75 from the Moss Giants in the Wilderness. Just like Obor, Bryophyta also got the update on the 25th of June 2025 to where you only need 1 key to access her lair and fight her as many times as you like. If you choose to fight Bryophyta, you can get the Mossy key at a rate of 1 in 16. With these keys, we want to open the chest within her lair to try and obtain the only item in Bryophyta's log, which is the Bryophyta's essence, at a rate of 1 in 118. I can only hope I'll be much more luckier than I was with Obor. We are now going to try our luck against Bryophyta so we can get ourselves the essence. Now, this is also a 1 in 118 drop rate, just like the Hill Giant Club. But unfortunately for us, when we did try to go through Obor, it took us 267 keys for us to actually, get the Hill Giant Club. So I'm really hoping that with the Bryophyta essence, that it doesn't take as long as what we did for the Hill Giant Club, and we're doing all these after the updates have come through for Bryophyta and for Obor. So I'm really hoping I can get pretty lucky with this and get it within the 118, or who knows, I might be able to get it with this 1 key here. So with the CAs, I'm just going to try and do the free-to-play one first, just to get that one out of the way. And then once that is done, then I can go into the members world and actually sort myself out properly on actually taking out Bryo. So let's go straight into her lair and let's see if we can get a quick and easy 1 kill count Bryophyta essence. Oh, we got a lot from that one there. So we got a total of 4 CAs just from doing the free-to-play fight. Of course, we only get the big bones. We only get the giant bones, but that's the only big bones that we are going to get from Bryo herself. So once this is all done from up here, we should be able to now try to open up her chest and see if we are very lucky to get it on the 1 kill count. Fortunately not. But that's completely fine. The rune longsword, thank you. That's a nice high elk there. So now I'm going to have to go and set myself up as a member because I'm not going to do all this in free to play. Not a chance. As we are killing Bryophyta, that is level 90 strength. So we have gotten basically from the 80s into the 90s just from doing the giant bosses. So Obor getting us to level 89 and now Bryophyta getting us to level 90 strength. So that is our first level 90 in the combat stats. So we have collected our next Mossy key. So once I actually open this chest here, that is 5 chests done, which means we have the medium combat task of the Bryophyta champion, which would now also mean as well that we should have every single task completed for Bryophyta. So now we've done everything for Obor and now everything for Bryo. So now the only thing I have to do is just get myself the essence and only hope that this will be done within the 118 kill count. So I can't get this level off Bryo, so all I have to do is just kill the growthlings here. And that is level 75 defense. So now I'm just going to sit with my strength all the way to level 92. And hopefully, you know, we can actually get this essence way before we get 92 strength. Hopefully. Oh yeah, and also killing this Bryo right here. That's 700 Bryos we've killed. And that is also our 50th Mossy key. That first part was not meant to be a part of this video, but you know what? It is now because this is Mossy key number 50. Of course, we get a shitty Cannantine seed. Honestly, if I was doing this for money, this chest sucks because you still get all the random stuff from Bryo. But then when you actually do Obor, you get money. So 50 keys down, and who knows how many to go. Oh, there we go. There is level 91 strength. Almost halfway through to 99. Hey, there it is. This Mossy key here is for number 100 at the chest. So we'll be lucky at 100 is the real question. And of course not. Yeah, here's what it is. Let's just keep pushing through. Unfortunately, we are still stuck at Bryo, still camping away at the keys, but I've just come to realize as well that this account has now reached over 100 days played. So it's been about, what, a year and a half, coming up to 2 years almost when we started this account. And I'm still surprised about the amount of progress we've actually done so far. So let's just keep pushing forward and maybe reach 150 days played. There it is. This key, Mossy key, is number 150. So let's have a look. And nope, not at all. And with that swing there, that is level 85 hit points. With that swing there, that is level 92 strength, just halfway to 99. All right, so unfortunately with this key here, this is going to be number 200. And we're still hunting the essence. So as Bryo goes down, we just hope for a key, which unfortunately we do not get. But as soon as I bury this giant bone right here, you know what prayer level we started with, and this is where we're at now. Once that goes down, that is level 80 prayer, and apparently I unlocked nothing. Okay, what? That was strange. Why the hell did that happen? But, oh well, unfortunately we're still down here, 220 keys down, and we just have to keep on going. Okay, here we go. This Mossy key, this is number 250, right? 250. We've already gone 250 on Obor without the Hill Giant Club, and then we have to go 250 on this here. Please, just let it be. Come on. Unfortunately not. All right, well, it is what it is. We just need to keep pushing through. Oh, God, just keep going. Just keep going. Don't stop now. And with this lovely DDS spec here, that is level 80 attack. This Mossy key, I'm going to have to open it quickly. Number 300 for another Mossy key and no essence. Fortunately, the grind still continues. And with this key, that is number 350 with another key. Thank you. As usual, a ton of combat XP. And that is level 80 defense on Bryo. Fuck. I don't know what's wrong with this game. 400 keys and still nothing. Hooray. So once I kill all these growthlings, that will be level 93 strength. Take a guess what this clip is going to be here. Open chest. 450 chests open now. It fucking exists. It fucking exists. It fucking exists. Oh, yes. I'm way too close to my mic. Bryo, you can go and fuck yourself. I do not need this Mossy key, but I'm going to keep it in my inventory because you made me fucking stay here for 454 fucking kills. Oh, get me out of here. I am done with Bryo. I don't need to touch Bryo anymore. Look at that green. Oh, that is so good. Oh my god. Alright, hang on. Just give me a few minutes here. So we are finally done with the Bryophyta grind. So that was, what was it, 454 keys in total. 6 of them were purely off Moss Giants, and then the rest of them were all from Bryophyta herself. So this was a long journey. It was about 3 weeks or so. It just took way too long, man. I was just almost done with Bryo at some point. But that point was now because we finally got the Bryophyta's essence. And if you have a look at the loot tracker as well, we killed over 6,000 Bryophyta. So if I was to put that in line with the Obor kills, in total of the prayer experience, that's 1.5 million prayer XP that we have obtained. Like, these are our stats now, thanks to camping out Obor and then camping out Bryo as well. So we are now basically in the 80s with 93 strength, which is actually pretty sick. So there's only one thing I need to do with this essence now is actually use this on the battle staff, and it'll give us a cool little animation there. We now have the Bryophyta's staff. It doesn't look too good because it looks like a stick, but once we just throw a couple of charges onto it, now we have a sicker looking staff. So with Bryophyta finally out of the way, as well as us completing Obor long ago, we can now move on to a very, very big, well, it is kind of a big grind, but we've already done the grinding, and the only thing I just need to do now is start opening the caskets. So we have 600 beginner caskets to go through, but first I got a couple of easies and hards to complete. So let's get those clue scrolls done, and then we can go on to opening 600 beginners and hopefully green log it within the 600. So after finally getting ourselves the Hill Giant Club and finally getting the Bryophyta's essence, I can now go and do what I really wanted to do. I have 600 beginner clues. Oh, sorry, 600 beginner caskets, and I haven't opened a single one of them. Unfortunately for me, I screwed up when I wanted to do this because the easies actually drop the black pickaxe, and I didn't realize that. And at first, I wanted to give myself a bit of a punishment, but I think this game has definitely punished me enough. So we are finally opening up our 600 beginner clues, really hoping that I actually do green this. I just got to make sure I do take a screenshot of it, because if I don't, then I'm going to be very annoyed that I don't have this the way I want it. But before we open up these, we do have an easy, 2 mediums, and a hard clue. Now, we also do have 2 mystery boxes as well. So we need to see if we are going to get lucky with this here. So let's open up the mystery boxes and let's see if we can get the stale baguette. So mithril skim and 20 nature runes. All right, well, you can't win them all with those mystery boxes there, but it's always worth a shot. So let's see how we do with the easy. No new clog. That's completely fine. And then we got the 2 mediums. There's nothing on the first one. And definitely nothing on the second one. All right, well, I'm really hoping this hard casket actually has something good for me. Absolutely not. If anyone needs a magic short bow, you know, you can just come to me for it. Actually, I didn't think I even had a magic short bow. No, never mind. I definitely have enough of those. All right, so with those out of the way, we can now go through our 600 beginner caskets. So let's see if we can hopefully green this within the 600. All right, let's pet the stray dog and let's begin these openings. See how we go. Ooh, sweet. All right, so to start us off, 5 beginners in, 2 uniques. So we got the sandwich lady hat, and we also have the rune scimitar ornament kit with the Guffix on it. I know I have a rune skimmy in here somewhere, so let's put that with it. There we go. Sweet. So we are 2 out of the... What is it? Sorry, it's the 3 out of 16 now. There we go. We got ourselves some bare feet. Let's definitely change that up for the flippers. There we go. We got 2 feet now. So we got starting off with the bare feet, and now we have the demon feet. So we just need the frog slippers and the mole slippers. We're green logging this today. And there is the sandwich lady bottoms as well. No back to back. Okay, that technically doesn't count. That is one of the newer items that came out. So we got our minor beginner scroll case. So if I'm ever stuck doing this still, at least I can hold on to more beginner clues. Haha, there we go. There's the nice one there. That is our lovely little shoulder parrot. There we go. All right. We started off with the monk robe, so we got the bottoms. So now we're just missing the top, and we're also missing the sandwich lady top as well to finish that. Hey, there we go. There is the boot slot number 3 for the flog slippers, the frog slippers. So now we're just missing the mole slippers now. All right, with that one there. That is 100 beginner caskets open, and then we have our major beginner scroll case. When we open that up, we can now hold 4 beginners at a time, but I'm hoping to never do beginners ever again on this account. Well, once we open the 600. Oh, sick. There we go. So that is the whole monk robes completed. So we just need to complete the sandwich lady, mole slippers, jester's cape, defense amulet, and then the last 2 ornament kits there. There we go. That is the Ceredoman rune scimitar kit. Unfortunately, I only have the 1 rune skimmy, but with my smithing level, I should definitely try to boost that to get the other 2 rune skimmies. Boom. There we go. That is all of the rune scimitar ornament kits completed. So now, what we have left? Mole slippers, defense amulet, sandwich lady top, and just a cape. Just 4 more items to go. There we go. That is the sandwich lady set completed. I might as well just actually wear a gear. See how good we look. And not too bad. There we go. Oh. There is our jester's cape. We are now... Oh, no. We need the mole slippers and the defense amulet. I feel like these mole slippers are going to be the one that makes us dry. Fucking hell. Well, that is 300 beginners. We are halfway through, and we still got the 2 items to go. Yes! Yes, mole slippers! Oh, that is so good! Let's go. All right, so now it's just the Amulet of Defense trimmed, and we are completely done with the beginners. Like, who said you had to go to Oziak to make sure you get the drop? Just come over to the stray dog and pet it. There we go. There we go, done. That's green. Green in 367 beginner clues. We are done with the beginners. Well, I mean, technically we are done, but I still got 233 to open. So let's go and finish these. Let's go finish these beginners and get ourselves the emote. The defense amulet. There it is. Okay, so with this black pickaxe here, this will show that I have now technically green-logged the beginner clues, because the black pickaxe does come from beginners and from easies, as we did say at the beginning. So at least I can actually say that I have actually gotten every single item from the beginner clues within the 600. So we're now down to our final 5 beginner caskets. And as I have said with this, I'm also live on Twitch as well. If you're ever going to be opening any kind of clues, make sure you pet the stray dog, because that's where all the RNG comes through. So let's go through these last caskets here. So 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. And that is exactly 600 beginner clues. So now I actually get the emote at the end as well. So that is beginner clues all completed. I never have to touch a beginner clue again, except for the ones that are currently in my bank, but they're just going to be stuck as scrolls for the rest of their lives. So that is the full 600. In terms of the amount of loot, well, the all the loot that we have received from it. About 3.4 mil from doing 600 beginner clues. And the best thing about these is that these have been with me since the very beginning of the account. I don't know when I did the very first beginner clue, but I've just stacked all that all the way to 600. And I know for a fact I never have to do this again. So with our current outfit, you know, we're looking kind of fresh. At least I know what my cooking outfit's going to be. As for our next green log, well, all I know is I'm going to need just a little bit of upgrading in terms of some gear on this account. So let's go set ourselves up and get ourselves ready for the next green log.